Oh, da, 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 da. Yeah. What's this little flat boy? Did she squish you? Why he's so flat? Oh, Fifi. I need to steal some of this floof. May I have some floof, please, for stealing purposes? Hello, Joe. Good morning. How's it going? What if I just stroke you? That eventually work its way off. Good morning, Megalomaniac. Good morning, Panda. Good morning, LJ. Good morning, James. Just getting some of it off. If only my hand was damper. Do you ever think that throughout the day? Good morning, Zara. Morning, Monmouth. I need to, Oh, good morning, Caterpillar. Very strong stance there. He really squished himself down a bit ago. It was like he was worried Fifi was going to try and steal from underneath him, which, to be fair, she does quite often. Oh, I have my sound time right down. Caterpillar, thank you very much for your prime. Good morning, Squid. Good morning, Emblem. Good morning, Mana. And Bulba and Limewood. What was I going to say? Mana, I would like that recipe you mentioned. Please to be sending me any and all tofu recipes. I just feel like I neglect tofu a bit. And I would like to start using it more. Because I've heard wonderful things about if you freeze it first. Apparently it absorbs flavors a lot more, so I want to try freezing some. I think if you press it... Sorry, I'm so distracted by stealing Fifi's floof. Morning, Rob. I think it's like if you press it and then freeze the slices, and then marinate it or something, but I don't know. There's the tofu arguments about whether it's best to pan fry it first and that absorbs... Apparently heat makes it absorb the flavors better. I might have to just do a grand tofu science experiment and see which one gets the best results. a whole stream of just trying the same marinated, the same ratio, but just in different versions. I just heard that a Manaphy is a Pokemon. Yeah, I always think of Mana when I see the Pokemon. Your tofu recipe has inspired me. Oh, I'm glad. It's been so lovely having people say like, oh, I'm going to try this one, etc. Me and my wife have been loving your sweet potato fries recipe. I know, it is so good. I've never really been one for... Good morning, Cosmic. It is not book reading, I'm sorry. I was thinking, do you know what? Weirdly enough, though, as I loaded up the stream today, I was literally thinking, what if I did reading streams where I just put the camera on the bunnies and then I just read, and then people can just watch the bunnies if they want, and I can be reading a book out loud, do some story time. Morning, David. I guessed how to make Rusty yesterday. They were surprisingly not terrible. Oh, that sounds good. Sounds like you can queue up to do till February. Oh my gosh, yeah. But I've not really been one for sweet potatoes because of the wizard. To be fair, he really put me off of sweet potatoes. But now I feel like I can get back into them. Inject it in the tofu, let it absorb it from the inside. You never know, it might work. Don't read Brando Sando, you never keep up. Yeah, true. Maybe that would actually be the way to get through. I mean, obviously I couldn't because it wouldn't be public domain, but maybe that would be the way to actually get through Brandon Sanderson books, is if I read them for an hour on stream every day. I'd stand more of a chance. There we go. Oh my goodness. Are you hiding any underneath you, Gerry? Is that why you were so flat before? Oh, I've not put your blanket down. Hang on. I knew I'd forgotten something. Oh, there's one there. Good morning, honey. Well, I'm not going to be able to... Oh, hello. What's the best job I can do at folding a blanket one-handed? Probably not great. And especially when it's got two bunnies sitting on it. Hello. Is the blanket perfectly folded as it is? You just want it in a big scrumple. A big, only Gerry size scrumple. Oh, there you go. It's perfect. He just wants it to be more of a nest than folded. Just a perfect little potato nest. Can we read Alice in Wonderland? Morning, Thomas. Read Akatar and dress the bunnies up with fairy wings? Oh no. I feel like I'd have to put the mature filter on my on my streams if I did that. I was thinking, I mean, Pride and Prejudice, I think, is public domain. Or, did you know, I don't know why this surprises me, but did you know that Dickens had a book about goblins? I found it, when I was reading about it, I was really like, huh? I guess I just don't think about goblins being, for some reason. Morning, Mexicals. But I was reading, so it's like a fantasy, right? Yeah, see, that's what I was thinking. It was like, I was reading, when I was trying to decide on a January book before we decided to leave book club for January, I was thinking like, oh, what are some classic New Year's themed books? And there was one by Dickens that was, I think it was something, it had the word chimes in it, maybe like the chime of the bells or something. And it said what the book was about. And it was just like, it's about being visited by this little goblin. And I was just like, what? Dickens wrote about goblins? And I thought I had misread it because it was one of those big list articles. So I was like, oh, maybe I was just reading the tale of the book above and thought it was this book. But no. It was, chime. It is, that would be a good name for a book. With a big clock. But yeah. See the original Goblin Combe writer? Maybe. But that's what I was thinking, because Goblin Combe has been called that for quite a while, so I guess the idea of goblins, I guess it's one of those things that I think of like piskies and pixies and fairies. I think of those as being like the old school ones, whereas I think of goblins as more of like a new thing, if that makes sense. But I guess people have been talking about goblins for a long time. I don't know why, I guess because they're in Warhammer. I think, oh, then they're new. Piskies sounds like a brand of cat food. No, they're Cornwall is where the piskies are. You get the Cornish piskies. Apparently we have that book at work. I'm in the process of planning a D&D campaign, including a goblin NPC called Parsnip. Do you know what? For the first time, I actually played a TTRPG thing and had this idea of, I would like to run this one. I've never really been tempted to run any sort of roleplay thing, but the one I played, which I can't say what it is because it was a mystery quest, but the one I was in, when it comes out, I'll be like, that's the one that I would love to run for some friends. But I've never GM'd at all, so I don't know if I'll be very good at it. But yeah, I just because obviously you have those sessions at the end where Tom will sit through and say like, oh, if you had done this, this would have happened, and there was a possibility of this happening. And just the way he was talking it through, I was just like, oh, I would love to be coming up with these things. So yeah, I might have to see if I can grab a copy, because it's one that he said was only a couple of pounds. It's not like a big book one. It's just like a single sheet of paper, double-sided, to be fair. But yes, I only just learned there are country houses all over the UK that run fantasy balls. Yeah, I get advertised those a lot on Instagram, and I always think they look so good. Helen, thank you very much for the 47 months. Thank you. He is a little low. He is. This one burnt a bit, but this one came out perfect. Oh, what are you doing? What are you doing? You just eating the blanket, or you just chewing it? You just chewing it, aren't you? Do you want to? Is it because you can't get in the blanket snuggles? Poor Fifi. No, she's lovely. She's perfect. Fifi. Okay, maybe no. Maybe she has room for improvement. Why are you being a menace? What's happening? What were you hoping to gain from that? Oh, Gerry. Oh, poor little guy. You were just having a nice nap, weren't you? Before you were happened upon. It's just because you're so handsome. Oh my goodness. I saw wild bunnies last night on What's the Other Part. They used it as a rabbit breeding ground in medieval times. Oh. I think anywhere you have two bunnies, you've got yourself a breeding ground. Unless they're like these two, with their little potato tots removed. Good morning, Alex. How's it going? Spring is just around the corner. I do wonder what goes through her head. The fact she's just like, I'm going to go over here. Now I'm going to go over here. Maybe if I start humping Gerry. Okay, no, I'm going to go and eat cardboard now, which I think is what she's doing. Just like, what is your plan for the day? Good morning, nerd. But yeah, dear oh dear. Dear oh dear. I have this weird feeling hanging over me, like I will remember my dream at some point. Said I don't think there's too much going on up there. Oh my gosh, that just reminded me. I saw this TikTok this morning, which made me so sad and angry. There was this guy who was out in a field, and he was like, there's three massive things around here. And then he points the camera at the sun, and he's like, there's the sun. He turns it round and you can still see the moon. And he's like, the moon? And then he points it at his dog, and he's just like, and your big fat head. And I was like, no. And the dog's just looking at the camera, just like, huh? And the top comment was someone being like, you take that back right now. Oh, poor little doggo. Come on in, Justin. He didn't have he was a spaniel, so he did have a big fat head. But you don't have to say it out loud into his face. It's so mean. What did you have in your floof there? It felt a little something. But yeah. But yes, what was I talking about? Oh yeah, DMing. I think because a lot of things, the one we did, which I won't spoil, it's one of those ones that's very contained. Much in the same way as if you do like a, what's it called? Not the haunted house one. Oh, what is the name of that game where you go into a not you know when you the Cthulhu one where you go into a house, Mansions of Madness. That one. It was I could do something like that where you literally are not Big Brother. Where you just go into a house. Something like that where it's like very self-contained and you're like, well, I can think of, I don't have to come up with a whole village of NPCs and remember all their names and do all their voices, and I don't have to, choose whether it's literally just like if they go into this room, this happens. If they go into this room, this happens, sort of thing. Those sorts of ones would be the sort of thing I would want to DM if I was going to GM anything. But I don't know, it just feels like a lot of my campaign is a whole village, but the entire game is set in the village. Yeah, see, that sort of thing seems good. It's like when I was playing hello, beautiful. What are you going to do now? What crime are you going to commit, eh? She is deciding. The council is deciding your fate. Look how fluffy my arm is. This is all you. You're so moty at the moment. Good morning, cow. You back for more? Oh, there you go. You get kiki. Game where the players are borrowers and live in one house. Ah, that'd be so cute. There must be something like that. One with like tiny, where you're tiny. There's something I really love about tiny people tiny. It's like when we were doing Mouse Return. One of my favorite things to think about was it's like I saw this game recently. Oh my gosh, finish one of your sentences. Challenge impossible. I saw this game that was basically like Ales and Tail Tavern, if you've seen that, but you played as rats, and I was like, that in its premise is cute, but they used the same, and I understand why. They used the same what's the word? Oh my god, what is the word? What's the word for like an object in a game where they use like how House Flipper uses the same as for assets? Thank you. They use the same assets as like other similar games of that style, and I was like, it would be so much better if you accepted they are rats. They are having to use tiny things. Don't have them use like a full-sized oven. Have them cooking it in a, I don't know, like have the bowls be acorn caps and have the swords be like corn on the cob stabby things and stuff like that. And I was just like, oh, it's such a missed opportunity. And maybe if the game is good, you don't need that stuff. But I just feel like I just have such a love of tiny worlds where they have to use big world things. I know that's very specific. Tiny people using everyday tiny objects for alternative uses is a great trope. Thank you. One of the things Grounded did very well. Yeah, that, oh my gosh. I love that game before they decided for some psychopathic reason to do the Wasp update. Then I was like, well, I'm not playing this game anymore. But yeah, it's so... Big fan of the musical instruments in Ratatouille. Yeah, see, that sort of stuff, I love thinking of those sorts of things. So when I saw that game, I was like, wow, rat played up. And I was like, oh, but it just looks like they're just human-sized rats. That's not fun. That's just a rat skin on a different game. Like, have you ever heard of Small Saga? It's a turn-based RPG where you play as mice. The wizard in the group is delighted to cast Fire magic. Oh, that's so cute. Yeah, Rob, I very much felt the same. I felt, especially when it was like the ladybirds, when it was like ladybird armor. And I was like, no, they're the friends. Like, if I'm being chased by something trying to murder me, like, yeah, okay, I'll defend myself. But when it was just, I wish it was more like sneaking around and having better armor just from collecting bark or something, you know? Rather than it being murdery. I did not like the murder. I'm really tempted to go. 15 years. And I was like, well, I would also like to go to the international sometime. And I had, oh no, is it F again? Baby F? A little F. Just a tiny little F. Do, 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 do. Small F, oh no. Why is it being a pickle? What about a rat game where your purpose is to build a metropolis of sorts? No. Oh, Ghost of a Tale. I did really enjoy that game. It was so good. But yeah, I was saying that the Dota 2 International mana is in Hamburg this year. So we were talking about going to Hamburg anyway. So we were like, maybe we should go for that. Spend like a little while there and get to see the city and go to Miniature Wonderland and then actually get to like see the place. My humps. Oh no, is it really bad? I wonder what's going on with it. On my end, all the numbers at the top are still saying the same things. I could restart the stream, see if that improves it at all. Mine's fine now. Okay. I'll hold off for now, but I guess if it happens again, maybe dodgy connection, I don't know. Turn it off and on again. Could be the way. But yeah, I am very tempted to go because we've always said at some point it could be nice to go to the international, and we didn't go when it was in Copenhagen because it was so spenny, and I imagine that it might be. Oh, it just started raining. Oh, my God. Oh, yeah, it did say it was going to rain around now. Because I remember Alexa telling me, and I was thinking, I'll be outside in that. Secondonian, thank you very much for the 43 months. Good morning. How you doing? Probably afraid to run into me. No, I would have loved to have run into you. But, the prices of the tickets were just, like, ridiculous. Pretty much everyone I knew who wanted to go decided not to go because when the tickets came out, they were like, huh? Like, for comparison, when we went to Birmingham, that was, what, like a 3-day event, same as the international. Was it 2-day? I think it was 3-day. And the ticket was like, what, like 60 quid? Something like that. Whereas Copenhagen was like £600 or something ridiculous, or was it £500? But it was just like, what? To watch the same amount of Dota, you have to pay like that much more. Like, what? Absolute madness. And then on top of that, there was obviously like getting there and accommodation and like, what are you doing? Oh, you're trying to groom he's trying to groom his chest. Oh, Gerry. But yeah, it was just, that was one of the ones that we were really tempted to go to. That and Sweden, which ended up being cancelled anyway. But now I'm like, well, we were talking about going this year anyway. So mayhaps. I heard noise. Oh. Hello. Hello, Baba. What are you doing? You want kisses. He's grooming himself. But I'm sure he has kisses to spare for you. Oh, oh, Vivi. Sometimes she does this thing where she does this little, I can't describe it as anything other than a butt stretch, and you just feel her little booty like, oh, my baby. Just from her sitting there now, this is what I've scooped off of her. The vet does that too. Oh, bliss. It's just like, yeah, the little, like a little butt tremble where she just pushes her butt down. Morning, Monday. Oh, Monday, I meant to say, I don't know if anyone said in the Discord, but I think you posted your post in the wrong channel asking about people playing Minecraft. It was in the Animal Crossing channel. Oh. I meant to say, and then I got distracted doing the bunny's food. But yeah. Which is, rewound and played the same sentence again, so maybe it's just my internet. Maybe it's just, bun stream restyle. Yo, yo, yo. My name is Bronchi and I'm here to say I love Banue. It's about poaching Animal Crossing players to play Minecraft instead, surely. That's true. That's true. I take it back. It's in the right place. And yes, wanting to go. I know it's so fuzzy. That's just from like sitting stroking her a couple times, and it just gathers all of this floof. She's just so, and it doesn't matter how much you do it, just more comes out. She's like this oh, look how much fluff is in the air. Oh my gosh. Lick your hands and groom her. Did you know that the human saliva is actually one of the most dirty salivas? If you get bitten by a dog, you're less likely to get an infection than if you're bitten by a human. There's a fun fact. That's what I learned working at the vet. We got dirty mouths. Filthy. Tuko, thank you very much for gifting a sub to Nasarum. Thank you. Kids are very terrifying for that reason. Yeah. I mean, the fact of the matter is that a dog is more likely to break the skin, whereas human teeth are not made for biting and breaking skin in that way, because we have omnivore mouths with mostly herbivore teeth. Whereas if, say, a cat who is a carnivore bites you, they're more likely, because they have teeth for nyang, whereas we have teeth for ho, 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 ho. If that makes sense. Grunkle McDunkle, thank you very much for the follow. Especially kids, oh my gosh, especially puppies as well, with their blooming little shark teeth. Little puppy needle teeth. Little chaos beasts. Do, 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 do. The teeth do make that sound effect, it's true. It's true. Yeah, I guess dogs are sort of halfway between humans and cats. Stray cat bites are very risky, yeah. I remember any time someone got bitten by cats at the vet, it was pretty much straight to the to A&E sort of thing, just in case. Which didn't happen too often. I think I managed to avoid. I think I got bitten by a cat once in all the years I worked at the vet, but didn't break the skin. It was fine. And I got bitten by one dog whose name I remember because she was legendary. But yeah, Little guys. How many people really turn into werecats after being bitten, though? Sadly, not as many as you would hope. It'd be nice to occasionally get to be a cat, because they always look like they're really comfortable when they're lying down. I swear cats look infinitely more comfortable lying down than people do. We always look, if we sit in positions we're comfortable in, we get punished with pain for shrimping for half an hour whilst playing video games. But yeah, cats have life all figured out. They do. They do. I was talking about something else and my brain is gone. As long as you turn back before dinner time, that is true actually. It's because cats aren't worried. They don't pay taxes. Dunk, thank you very much for the 13 months. Thank you. Why is it raining now when I have to get the bus soon? Why would it do such a thing? Oh, it'll be fine. I have my Swedish coat that keeps me dry. Tell you what I do need to get is some new shoes though, because my trainers are shameful. I got to the point the other day where I was thinking I should just throw my trainers away and force myself to buy new trainers if I want to leave the house, because they are so bad. They're so bad. And yeah, I really need to. I just don't know where to buy shoes. And I don't like buying things online because if they don't fit, sending stuff back is just such a faff. They're not even comfortable. They're not even the good sort of broken in. They're just awful. I really want to get a proper pair of like, you know, like the ergonomic shoes. No, not ergonomic, orthopedic. Is that the one? Where they have the proper like arch support and all of that malarkey, like the fancy things, gel soles, whatever. I want some nice, proper comfy shoes. And the problem is, I did buy myself a pair of shoes. I spent more than I would ever want to spend on a pair of nice shoes because I was like, these are meant to be really good. And then do you know what? They didn't fit. And then I didn't send them back because I hate returning things. And now I've just got expensive shoes sat in a box not being used in my bedroom, taking up space. And I'm just worried that how many times am I going to do this before I get a pair of shoes? Because I discovered that a men's size, like 6, 6.5, 7, blah, 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 is different to a women's 6, 6.5, 7. I'm like, what? It's just nonsense. So I went for what I thought was one size, but it turns out that I can't remember, I'm trying to remember which way I did it. A woman. But it was the wrong way. Either way, they're not the right size. I would say they are a 6.5. Women's? Question mark? But yeah. Women have smaller feet on average than men. But why would you not just surely size is, if we've decided on a system that is like, if your foot is this long, it's a 7, then why would that be a different size? It's just nonsense. It's just silly. Fifi. Uh-oh. Hi. Hello. What have you been up to? We have the same sizes for all shoes in Sweden. See, that is a sensible option. That is a very sensible thing to do. It's like the way that a lot of, men's stuff will, I mean, even calling it men's stuff feels ridiculous because having gendered clothing feels silly, but having it be like just the size name of the like chest size or waist size or whatever just makes so much more sense than just being like, it's a 10. That could mean anything between what you would associate with a 6 or a 14. I'll never tell. And you're just like, what? Like, you don't have to worry about this because you're just naked all the time. All right for some. What size birthday suit you wear? That's all you have to think about. But what was I going to say? Yeah, just having to think like, if I'm shopping in this shop, I'm this size. If I'm shopping in this shop, I'm this. I say this like I ever buy clothes. I try to avoid it. I wish buying clothes was as simple as in Animal Crossing, where everything you get suits you, makes you look cute, and fits perfectly. Video games have spoiled my expectations of what buying clothes is like, because especially as it's difficult I live in a country where the average height of women is 5'3", that high, thank you, Fifi, and I'm 5'11", so nothing bloody fits anyway. Because it's like, my friend, bless her, my friend bought bridesmaids dresses. I'm one of her bridesmaids, and she brought bridesmaids dresses for me and the other bridesmaids, and we all went to try them on, and everyone else's was down to the floor, and mine, she was like, oh, it's sort of like it's like knee length on you. Is that going to be weird? And I was like, why would you think that the same dress was going to fit us all the same? It's like, bless your dear sweetheart. Of course, it's going to not be on the floor for me. Oh, bless her. Oh, he back to him, Blanco. Dee. The average height woman in Britain is 5'3", isn't the global average 5'11"? I don't know, because even in countries like, even in the tall woman countries, such as Sweden and such, the Netherlands, I think it's still only like 5'6" average height. Or like in Denmark, they're meant to have oh, hello Mikey, they're meant to have tall women, aren't they? And I think there it's only still like 5'6" or something. I don't think it's Cosmic. Do you know the average height of women? Of the women, go measure all the women and give me an average. Why are you so snooty? There we go, baby boy. There we go. Because I was thinking, because Casty, obviously we talk sometimes about going over to, Google says 5'6", yeah. We talk sometimes about going over to Sweden, and I've always thought like, oh, maybe if I went to Sweden and bought my clothes there, I would be bankrupt. But also maybe they would be, maybe they would fit better because the women are taller. But then even there, it's like, no, still averagely shorter. Netherlands is the land of giant women. So maybe I would fare better than 5'3" being the average. I wish we lived in a time, we lived in a society, we lived in a time where it was normal to have people just make clothes for you, like you know in Bridgerton, where they go to the dress lady and she measures them and then she makes dresses that fit them perfectly to their body size and height and style. I wish that was a thing where instead of going into, you know, M&S or whatever, wherever the wherever people go. I don't know. Tailors do exist, this is true, but I feel like it's not the norm because, like, the norm is cheap fashion, made cheap and made to break so that you have to buy more. Well, that was my other point, was that I was going to say, or that we lived in a society where you still learned how to make your own clothes, which would also be very lovely. Because I wish I could just even make skirt. Why don't you learn then? Yeah, I guess that is the option. I am actually going to be learning this year. A friend of mine is going to teach me how to make some clothes. Very specific things for LARP purposes, but still, it would probably be transferable skills once you know the basics of hemming and patterning and stuff. But yeah, 2 options and neither is new. No, I don't want to go back to a time when everyone was naked because I like my oodie. I am an oodie person, not a nudie person. But yeah, do you think you'd want to do a sew stream if the learning goes well? I guess, yeah, if I could. I mean, I don't have a sewing machine. I sew everything I make by hand at the moment. Delta, thank you very much for the 50 months, halfway to a century. Oh my gosh, I started that too high and only got higher. But yeah, I am hoping to learn this year to make cottagecore clothing for cosplay purposes and such. But I feel like I would happily just dress in cottagecore things all the time. As you know, I love my cottagecore life. With my little reading nook, reading by the window, and the thing that lives in the bushes outside. But yeah, I just have to actually find time to see my friend to teach me. Are you okay, baby boy? It's me fiddling with your mat and your floof turned you into a croissant. He's trying to turn around because he doesn't trust me. Look at this little bean. Look at this little butter bean. Have you heard of Bernadette Banner? No. I don't really watch much YouTube. I'll be honest. And when I do, it's marbles. I think that's about the only thing I watch on YouTube. Which is, there's a lot of hand sewing too. Look at this baby. I did sew my medieval clothes by hand, but it takes some time. Yeah, like every single Halloween costume I've ever made has all been sewn by hand. It is a nice process. It's good fun to do, but yeah, just obviously very time consuming. Hello. Is this your hint that you would like treats now? Nope. Okay. Okay. Bye bye, Vivi. There she go. It would be very lovely to have a sewing machine though goodness knows where I'd keep it because I don't really have space for one. But I guess if I was getting into it in a big way, it could be worth getting one. She's gone on the sofa. What is she up to? My oodie's on there, and I hope she doesn't start biting holes in my oodie. And I was quite chilly yesterday. Classic sewing machine, yeah. I mean, you climbing my oodie. I saw your little Lizzie's peep up. Yeah, I did used to like using, because when we did, what was it? Like home economics or whatever it was called, Des Tech, but we would have a sewing course and we learned how to use the sewing machines in that. So I have used them decades ago. But I need to refresh myself as to how to thread them and all of that malarkey. That was a big binky. Do you like my Udi? Is that what it is? What have you done to it? Fifi? One of my grandparents had a sewing machine with the step thingy to power. Ah. I guess that also like controls the speed of it, doesn't it? Speech. Who's controlling the speed of Fifi? That's what I want to know. Who given her all these zoomies? What is she up to? I think my crappy pencil case counts as learning how to sew. Do you know, it's something you can say that you made. You should be proud. I took home ec and we learned nothing. I remember making a hat. And I remember making, what else did we make? Did a lot of like woodwork stuff. I remember making, we also had to make like one of those things that had two metal prongs and you put it in plants and it tells you if it's dry or not, like it lights up if there's water. Conducting between the two of them. Mine was a snake and you had to use it to have to wire LEDs. And we had to make a wooden structure that you could turn a handle and it would move. They're all somewhere, I think, probably up in my parents' attic. But yeah, I made a bat. Nice. Suppose he used to tell when the bath was full. I guess that would make sense actually if you had it on the side of the bath and have it make a noise or something. That's actually a really good idea. Well, unless you don't hear it, I guess leaving a bath filling unattended is probably not the best idea, but still. But yes, bunnies, would you like your... Oh, yes you would. Oh my goodness, Fifi, I need to put the bowl down. there we go. And today's breakfast was dill, cabbage, fennel and cauliflower. A little mix. Oh, and some cauliflower leaves. Yeah. Little variety breakfast. You've just finished it. Oh, Gerry. Look at you. Hi. Is that nice? I got some sage and thyme yesterday, and I need to check if bunnies can have that, because I saw a thing recently saying that they could, but it's always good to double check. But yeah, you might be able to have a little got them for a recipe, so I guess they can try looking, see if there's any under the blanket. I guess when I do those recipes, they can try those ones. I did already have rosemary. I didn't get parsley, even though a recipe said to use it. I'm not really that keen on parsley. So I was thinking I might swap it out for rosemary, to be honest. I don't really like... Oh. Can I have celery for the good extra water content? Whenever I give them celery, I mean, they really like the celery leaves. Those are very good for them. So generally with bunnies, sometimes you would try to avoid giving things with too much water content, whereas because these are older bunnies, they're okay to have things like lettuce and celery a bit more often. I would always cut it into, I mean, I see people who just give the bunnies just the sticks of it, but I always cut it up because I do get worried about them choking on the stringy bits. I think I'm a bit overly cautious of with the bunnies. They would probably be fine, but yeah, I always worry about that sort of thing. So I always chop everything into little pieces for them. See, it's not that I don't super mind parsley, but it's never a taste that I'm like, ooh, I could really go for some parsley. Whereas I do say that about rosemary. I very often am like, I go a bit mad with rosemary. Do you know, one recipe I was looking up that I'm really tempted to do, even though it's such nonsense, is I was looking up, I've just got this real urge to make Hasselback potatoes. And I was like, would that be a good video? It feels like it's a bit of a faff. And I mean, it's not too much of a faff, but I feel like if I say today's recipe is literally just potatoes, I don't know. But then again, I'm also like, I do really want to make them, and I do already have all the ingredients I would need, and they do look good. I do want to try them, so maybe I should just go for it. Potatoes good. Yes, potatoes do be good. Look at you. One of the things about doing the recipe videos that I found the most amusing is people finding them who have no idea who I am, and they just like the the number of comments of people being like, what, why is there a worm, like what? I'm just like, hello, you must be new here. Thank you for watching. Don't worry about it. Everything's fine. It just makes me giggle. I think they're expecting a bit more of a serious recipe. Bless them. Tucking in the boy. Tucking in the potato. In him little potato nest, he's a potato. potato in a potato bed. He's a little baby potato. Time to rest your sleepy potato head and go for little sleep. Doop-a-doop. Look at he. Well, I guess it is time for me to run away and get the bus into the office and do a comfort zone. Do you want ears in or ears out? You can have ears in. You look more cozy. Look more cozy. Ears in. Where are we dropping? Where would you want to go? Where do you want to go, Cosmic? The rain is your oyster. Is that a thing? Oh. Got an Alexa notification probably telling me that the rain's going to come down even worse as soon as I leave. I know approximately 0 streamers. I'd keep it that way. Streamers are a weird bunch, to be fair. Does anyone have any raid suggestions of people to go to? Sahana just went live. I'm good with going to see Sahana. A very lovely bean by all accounts. A cozy boy. A cozy, 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 cozy boy. Boy. Look at him. Look at him. I want this to be me today. I want to just stay cozy in a cozy blanket. Drop my phone on my face. Oh no, I hate that. Rage started for Sahana. Nice. Right, everyone. Look after yourselves. Have good days. I hope you stay cozy. I will be back on the Yogscast channel at 2 for Tears of the Kingdom. And oh, you uncozied. You're not a cozy boy anymore. You're itchy boy. Everyone look after yourselves, and I shall. He's so scrumped. I will speak to you soon. I'll see some of you later. Bye-bye for now. Bye-bye. What's going on with your ears? Why are they so itchy? What's going on? You gonna flop? Little flop time? And then I can tuck you in again? My humps? No, he's done. Bye-bye, everyone. Bye-bye. Oh, maybe a flop now? No, just a squish. That's okay. That's okay. He get kissy. Thank you, cow. Bye-bye. A boop.